First of all, he's never going to be the player AB is. You can say about all the antics AB won't, but AB is an all-decade player. AB is probably going to end up in Canton at some point in time once he hangs those cleats up. So he's never going to be that player. But I think his antics, and I tweeted Skip in real time. I said, he just cost the Steelers 10 seconds. Because at that point in time, guess what we made it about? It wasn't about the Steelers. First down, baby. Look at your boy Chase. Your boy Chase got that first down. You see that? Tick, 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 tick. Your boy Chase, I got to hold that thing too, Skip.
I counted 14 seconds lost.
Skip. I got to hold it. I got to hold that thing. Y'all see that first down I got? Now, we down.
14 seconds is maybe 2 more plays?
So, being through that last one to a Freiermuth in the end zone with 2 seconds on the clock.
Yep.
So, let's just say we add 12 seconds. Does he get 2 more chances to throw the ball in the end zone?
Yes.
Possibly get a touchdown?
Yes.
2-point conversion and tie this thing up?
Yes. Yep.
Well, maybe Coach Tomlin, you remember he told you last week when 2 weeks ago when y'all lost to Cincinnati, y'all need to be playing music at practice.
He said that.
So maybe you ought to give him instructions.
And basically, Mike Tomlin's response was, not over my dead body, right?
Skip, look, I don't get, like I said, these kids now, it's all about see me, I'm going to do some antics. He also got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty
in the first quarter.
In the first quarter.
And he got yanked from the game for a little while because of it.
Skip, something is going on, Skip. Something is going on with the Steelers. You lose 41-10 to the Bengals. You're down 10-0 to the Ravens in the first half. You're down 23-0 in the first half. You're down 29-0. What's going on with the Steelers? It seems to me they don't have a sense of alertness or a sense of urgency until they're down. Because they were just going through the motion last night. Skip, when they got 29-0, I actually thought they were going to put the backups in. Like Coach Thomas said, I seen enough. We just dilly-dallying around. We don't have anything going. And then right on cue, Kirk Cousins start cousining.
He did.
And get Steelers right back in the ball game.
By the way, just to your point of order, it was still 29-0 all the way to 2:11 left in the third quarter.
Right.
Seriously? 29-0?
A lot of that had to do with the Vikes, Skip. I don't know why they came out in the third quarter. Dalvin Cook's running the ball. He's getting 11 yards a clip. And some reason you're like, hey, Kirk, we want you to throw the ball a couple of times, you keep him. Nah, let Dalvin Cook run the ball down until they stop it.
Kurt Cousins.
It should have been, you see what Skip, remember Monday night? That should have been the formula for Minnesota the second half against the Steelers.
Yep.
You got about 5 throws. You better make them count, Kirk. Because if you don't, Dalvin Cook's going to have 40. Dalvin Cook should have had 40 carries last night. That's what should have happened. Because guess what? He got a whole 10 days to recover. And I get it, Skip. He had that banged up shoulder. He had his banged up shoulder. He missed the game against Detroit. He missed that game and came back and gave you that kind of performance. I don't know what's going on. Maybe Coach Tomlin's message is not resonating as like it once was.
Maybe
but
not.
Something's going on, Skip. You can't be this bad to start the game week after week after week after week. And we've seen that. That's a theme, Skip. Because remember, they were down 16-0 to Buffalo. They came back and won.
They did.
And a lot of times things gets glossed over if you win the ball game. But there's a deeper issue going on here, and I can't quite put my finger on it. But I still believe, Skip. I know you like Big Ben, and Big Ben had nice numbers. But if you look before the 2 minutes and 11 seconds in that third quarter, Ben was trash last night. He ended up with great numbers.
But
Skip had like 60 yards.
Something is still wrong with his arm because the way he has to throw is just funky. It's just like it's still damaged.
It's almost like he's throwing like Phillip Rivers through his whole career. It's like it's a shot put, a javelin.
But when he finally finds some arm angle that works for him, his touch and feel and ability to just read it and figure it out on the fly, if he gets rolling, he can still roll.
Right.
He is not completely washed.
Right.
Because you saw what happened through the fourth quarter because he winds up with 308 yards passing. And he made some big-time throws. He even had one drop in the end zone, but he would not quit.
Right.
And yet, I've told you 100 times on this show, if I could have played your sport, I would want to play for Mike Tomlin.
Right.
Every time I listen to him, I want to play. I want to put on some pads and a helmet and go play for that man. And yet, I can't defend your issue that you're talking about because they often look like they're quitting on him.
Right.
It looked like they just didn't show up last night. That was as lifeless a Pittsburgh Steeler performance as I have ever witnessed until there were 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And here they came.
Right.
And once they caught fire, they really caught fire. And if we could see the throw Ben made to Freiermuth, again, he's just a kid, but
you got to make that catch.
If we
You got to hold on to it. You got to make that catch.
I mean, it's a sweet throw.
Because you know it's going to be.
This is a strike. You know, this is like you can't throw it much better.
Yes.
And are you going to take some punishment?
Yeah, you know you're going to take it, Skip.
Okay. All right, that's what you're paid to do. Okay. You can't throw a sweeter pass than that. Hits him right in the hands, and he has a split second to hang on before the collision.
Right.
And
I think what you call
guts,
Harrison
no
Smith got there quicker than he thought he was.
He got there quicker.
Because he tried,
and he will stick you.
Yes.
And he stuck him.
But he did a great job with Sharpe, get it out.
But I believe Shannon Sharpe hangs on to that one. Seriously.
I like to think
seriously,
so.
You're going to hang on to that. And you're
Because I'm anticipating it coming.
Okay, you're going to take your lick, but you're going to be okay.
Right.
It wasn't like a quote-unquote kill shot.
No,
lick.
no.
You're fine.
No, it was more the chop than the hit.
It was a standard football hit.
Yeah.
And if you hang on, then you're going for two, and you just made a two-point conversion.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe you can get it to overtime because you have caught fire.
Yes, you've gotten the momentum.
Okay, so this was a game, obviously, that Pittsburgh had to win because they're about to fall to 6-1. But look what's left on their schedule. Would you believe their closing schedule is the single toughest schedule remaining in the National Football League? They got Tennessee at home, at Kansas City, Cleveland on Monday Night Football at home, and then they go to Ravens. Whew. Okay? That's rough, man. That's the toughest last 4 games of the season. So this is the one at Minnesota. Minnesota teeters. You never can trust them. And they were trying to give it back to them last night, right?
They were.
Okay, so you have to come out ready to play. And I've seen them occasionally be ready to play. Every other game, they look like they're ready to play. And then they're not.
Right.
Well, how can you show up that flat and lifeless last night?
Exactly. Skip. Now, we've seen 3 receivers. We've seen AB behavior, we've seen JuJu, and we've seen Claypool. And it's a simple thing. It's simple as this. Either Coach Tomlin is coaching this or he's condoning this.
Yep.
There is no other way around it. And what happens is that when you win, you let it go. I remember Mike Shanahan told me something, Skip, one of my best games. We played Buffalo opening night, 1995. I had 10 catches for $180. Mike called me in his office. Skip, I'm thinking he'd go, Shannon, you had off-season surgery. I had basically limited preseason. I thought he was going to commend me. He reamed me. He said, I'll never accept anything in a win I wouldn't in a loss. You see, when they win the ball games, all that dancing, all that first down, all that keying is cool with Tomlin. Yeah. But when you lose, it cost you a game last night, potentially.
Yeah.
So either you coaching it, you coaching these guys to do this,
correct,
or you're condoning it once they do it. Which is it? There's no other way.
And we have seen now 3 straight times that a diva receiver is tearing apart the locker room.
You heard what Ben said. Ben said that's not my responsibility because I tried to correct the last guy, and it got me and him. We split apart.
That is
so now I'm gonna leave that to Coach Tomlin. That's his job. I'm gonna play quarterback. Coach Tomlin coached the team.
What happened as Chase Claypool was holding on to the football, doing his first down? His offensive lineman, Trey Turner, they tried to take the ball
in his hand, yeah.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
Yes.
That's the moment. That's the flashpoint of what's wrong with this football team. He's going to get up. Wait, it's tick, 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 tick. Wait a second. Oh, give me the football.
And that guy, and I think that was Kendricks that knocked the ball out of his hand. And I know that. Hey, Skip, why? Why in that situation would you do that? A first down, you got a first down. Nobody cares. You're at the 35. Look at this dude celebrating.
Antonio Brown going Facebook Live after a big playoff win at Kansas City tore this team apart.
What'd I tell you? I told you at the time it happened, Skip. Told you.
You did.
I said the same thing with JuJu. All that Corvette.
Dancing, yep. Tore him apart. And he had become a captain. You know, and then he just lost it and went over the edge. And then I saw a piece this morning that ran before the season on the Steelers website that was ranking the diva quotient of Chase Claypool, because he's got it in him too.
Yeah, of course.
And somehow Mike Tomlin is not able to rein this in and get control of it. Because you know and I know, as old school as he is, he seethes and stews about this, but apparently he thinks he can't do enough about it, right?
He can. because the thing what Mike has done is that AB got out of control because he was playing so well. We tolerate it until we can replace it. Until it just got so all throwing the water coolers and all that was fine because AB was catching 17, 18 passes in a ball game. But then all of a sudden, you're like, that's too much. JuJu, long as JuJu was doing what he was doing, then all of a sudden he dancing doing Corvette and catching 2 passes. Now all of a sudden it became a problem. And you started losing ball games. Chase Claypool did this last year when he had, I think, 10 touchdowns. They won the division. He was doing this last year, and Mike Tomlin didn't rein it in.
No, he did not.
So now you losing ball games, he's still doing this. He's like, well, you didn't say anything when I was winning? When we were winning, so or you think this is the reason why we're losing? That's why you don't let negative behavior go, even in a victory. Because you never tolerate anything in a victory you wouldn't in a loss.
I got it.
Would he tolerate? You think Mike Tomlin had a conversation? I guarantee you he had a conversation with him. He wouldn't have had a conversation with him if he had won.
No.
That's why you don't let it slide.
Can't let it slide.
I didn't understand when Mike, but it took me, okay, now I started to see. That's the one thing I appreciate Mike Shanahan most for, Skip. Because, Skip, I thought if I had 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns, what you gonna find fault? Why would you find fault with something I did? I did that, Mike. But he broke it down. And as I got more and more in my career, I started to understand and I appreciate it. And then I passed that along to the young guys. See, you think it's okay because we won. But how would you feel had we lost and you did that same play?
Okay, now I'm going to tell you the key difference between Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a natural-born leader. A leader of men. It's his greatest strength to me. It's why he said, give me AB and I'll figure it out. I'll show him the ropes. We'll make this work together. And they went and won a Super Bowl.
Well, you got to have the only way it's going to work, Skip. You got to have respect for the guy.
Okay.
AB had no respect for Ben.
No.
Ben had no respect for AB. So it was done.
What's the one thing I don't love about Big Ben Roethlisberger? Not a leader at all.
No.
He can play. He can play at the highest level. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And rightfully so.
But he is not a Hall of Fame leader. That has to become the responsibility solely of the head coach. While Bruce Arians can rely on Tom Brady, I think Bill Belichick for years relied on Tom Brady to sort of control the locker room, make sure it all works.
But the players should control the locker room. We're in there all the time. The coach might walk through there getting a meal or something or go into a meeting room. But for the most part, it's the players. We're there the majority of the time. So the players should police and control the locker room, what goes on and how. And a lot of times we did things, we controlled things, Skip. It never made it to Mike. Because once it got that far, it wasn't nothing else we could do. So we controlled it before it got to that point.
So Brady, if asked about a situation like this, would not address it publicly, but trust me, he would go deal with it privately.
They ain't doing that.
Ben's like, don't look at me.
You see them in 2 minutes? Mike Evans catch the ball, he sprint back to the middle of the field, putting it down. Chris Godwin catch the ball, he sprint to the middle of the field, putting it down. Cameron Brate, whomever the case may be, even the young guys, it's understood. It's understood. It's not because it's not about you. It's about us.
The tone is set by the quarterback.
It's simple. I mean, you look at Deontay Johnson, Skip. He's sprinting. He's sprinting all he can. He's sprinting from one side to the other. They tackle him in bounds. He hops up, runs, puts the ball down the middle of the field.
By the way, he made a great play to get out of bounds to save the last play.
I don't know about that last one. I think Pat Pete, he was playing two-hand touch on that one. I need a little better effort than that one, Pat Pete.
I know. I got it.
I need a little more than that, bro. You too good to give that kind of effort.
He is too good.
First down's good. I got that first down, though. You see that? I got to hold that thing. That was the first down.
Well, that's all you got.
Exactly.
You got the
I wonder what they wrote in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. What's that? Who's that longtime reporter? Ed Bouchette? I wonder what Ed Bouchette. Hey, Ed, you got my number. Let me hear. Send me your article. Send me your headline in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette today. What you said about Claypool.
Well, I don't think Claypool will be talking to Ed Bouchette then anytime soon, right?
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.